morning, ladies and gentlemen of the Bookit sports community around the world. I hope you slept good last night. I hope you had a great night of betting, because guess what I did? Did want to hand up really quickly. I sold the 3-piece TMA prize picks before Josh did, so technically I sold it. But Lauren came on, dialed, in duff, in bag, almost all the way at the bottom of the bag, came out with stinky man shots on goal on the Dallas Stars, and that was about as free as it gets. And I told her before we filmed, I was like, that just feels like you and your duff.
Yeah.
Like that, Rudy Gobert, when she gave Rudy Gobert rebounds, that's not Lauren and her duff, man. Like stinky man SOGs on the Stars at 1.5, that's Lauren and her duff.
Whenever she gives you something that like is kind of gross, it hits.
Yeah, I agree. Like Rudy Gobert rebounds, like come on.
It's not that gross.
No,
but
that's not.
It almost makes too much sense.
That's not an LC in duff play. Chelly might be back. The POD hit. I want to do a quick Bookit update every time before we go into the what in the world. Did the squad ride hit? I didn't even see what it was yesterday.
I'm not positive. I didn't know what it was either. Chat, do we know?
Chat, do your job.
Do your jobs.
Do your job. Do your job.
It didn't.
Okay.
Mystics +3.
But you know what that means? Do today for BTL.
So do.
Do today. I'm tapping in on the squad ride today. And I just want to say this really quickly. I don't know if the BTL boys are in here. If the squad ride is any of Krabs' favorite teams from Washington, just don't tail it.
Yeah.
Just don't tail it. If it's the fucking Nats, the Mystics, the Commanders, or the Wizards, just don't even do it.
I think Jovan liked them. So like I think that's why they took him. I don't think it was like a crabby.
But it's Krabs' City.
That is true.
And Krabs' City's teams are moose shit.
That is very true.
Are moose shit. So I'm going to tell today. Hopefully it's a good one and not an under. But Trent, Legacy Day yesterday or Classic Trent Day yesterday? I really didn't open my phone too much yesterday. I'm not going to lie to you.
I didn't see how Trent did yesterday. I
Wow,
saw him
we
playing.
are useless.
I saw him playing silly games on the casino. He didn't do too well.
Oh, no, he emptied the account.
Yeah.
We're down to 34 cents. And
Not
it's
bad.
only Thursday.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that he got it
What
down
are we to do
I don't know.
in that situation? Wow, look at all the RedTube YouTube chatters. Let's fucking go. Christopher Picks and R. Christopher Pipkins and R. They're all moose shit. Yeah, we pretty much are all a bunch of moose shit bettors. I'm not going to lie to you. I hit the prize picks entry, though, that I posted on Twitter yesterday. That was huge. There's always a Bobby Witt revenge game and Sabrina threes. That was huge. Zach Geloff, you're fucking canceled. 0 for 4. You're moose shit. You're moose shit. And you know what? I feel like I should have known, because also you're the 8th batter on the A's. I don't know if it gets much worse than being the 8th batter on the A's. 20K to 8 cents. That is evil work.
That is evil.
Daniel M. Shout out at work. Listening, we're going to give you some plays so you can retire early today. I promise you.
Yeah, Javon, that was tough.
Geloff did get a home run, Rob, but guess what? You know, it comes up on the stat sheet, 0 for 4. I don't give a fuck what happened. But we're canceling Zach Geloff. He's not making another entry until he gets hot. Lauren came on with Stankoven. That was sharp. Josh's golf play, almost system play sold, but we moved. What in the world? Let's talk about what happened last night. Back to what in the world, where Josh and I talk about happening in the news last night. Actually, I do know what happened last night, Josh. Diana Taurasi is fucking a moose shit. The amount of entries that I got tagged in last night, it almost feels good, because I feel like I'm now the voice for Caitlin Clark, and I'm also the poster child of hating on Diana Taurasi.
Oh, yeah.
And I had 4 tweets sent to me last night. One guy being like, it's fade Taurasi all season, took her less than smacked in the jaw. Another guy sent me, he was like, I tried to trust Dirty Diana, never again. And it was her more than rebounds and she didn't hit. So what we do is we fade Diana all year because she's fucking washed and sucks.
Yeah, she had 14 and 4.
Yeah, I mean,
her rebounds I saw was the most popular bet on the WNBA page, and it was 4.5.
And it went
hooked.
Why are you guys trusting Diana like that? Why are you guys trusting Diana like that?
Maybe they were fading her, honestly, though. Who knows?
They might have been fading.
It was the most popular.
The one I got sent was a more than rebound.
Really?
Yeah. Why are we trusting
I assume
Diana,
anything
guys?
on the popular page isn't a less than.
Yeah, I mean, why are we trusting Diana, man? 16.4 points per game. That's fine, guys. We just need her under 15. That's fine.
Yeah. She's
going to have a couple games where she averages 2 games or 2 points per game over like a 4-game thing, because she's 40 years old and sucks.
She'll be chilling.
Because she's good. Okay, Malik. Do you want to get me started this early in the morning, Malik? Malik, do you want to get me started this early in the morning? Do you want to get me started this early in the morning? The answer is no. I did want to say PLL season starts this weekend. We're going to talk about the PLL games you need to bet this weekend, today and tomorrow. The games are on Saturday and Sunday, but we're going to talk about the games you want to bet this weekend today. We're also going to make a prize pick entry with Krabs for the PLL this weekend. And also, I'm all in on Liam Entenmann, the Atlas's new goalie. And if he doesn't start, I will riot in GTA.
Dude, I didn't know
I will riot
that he was up for the Player of the Year award. That's kind of insane.
That's good.
That's really good.
Both of our
Yeah.
draft picks up for Player of the Year.
Yeah.
And Pat Cavanaugh's probably going to win it. Just so you know.
Pat Cavanaugh?
Yeah.
I don't think he's even one of them.
No, yeah. It's Pat, Brennan, Connor, and Liam.
I thought it was only 3 of them.
I think it's 4.
I thought he said it was only 3 of them.
Because I'm pretty sure Noobster was like, and it's crazy because Pat Cavanaugh's probably going to win it. Because he had 6 assists in the fucking championship game. I'm all in on Liam now.
Yeah, I mean,
now that the season is about to start, I can't be a hater because I need him. I need him. Yeah. I need him. I
mean, it's gonna be sick. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to watch
because we lost both our scrimmages.
Yeah, I know,
yesterday.
I mean, what does that matter though?
I mean, it matters because Troutner was in net and he's fucking moose shit. So I need Liam to be good.
Dude, so is Liam just gonna show up for like one practice and then be on the team, like be starting?
I don't even think he's gonna be able to show up to a practice. Game's on Saturday, and he's right now at the award ceremony. Right? I don't even think he's gonna get a practice. He doesn't need a practice.
Yeah, I mean, he's
like when you're
fresh
a goalie,
off a season,
you don't need a practice,
and you're fresh off a season.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no like the goalie doesn't need to know much about like I don't know if like you guys use like plays in lacrosse or like how much you do.
Yeah, you do. Like Connor Schellenberger is probably going to start either way, but like, dude, we also got to keep in mind these guys training camp started last week. They don't start. They don't play all year round with each other, so the plays are very simple probably till you get like midway through the year.
Well, I'm just saying like the goalie, you don't need to fucking know anything. Just stop the ball from going in the net.
No, yeah, I agree.
It's pretty easy to play for a new team.
And also, like Connor Schellenberger, the only place he needs to know is put the ball in the back of the fucking net.
Yeah, exactly.
Dive and score.
Yeah,
that's it.
I'm excited to see him play. I've never seen him play. I've seen the other guys.
I watched his highlights a couple times. Wow,
really good.
Kid's got a dart on him.
Yeah,
like he just scores from every angle. He's gonna be fucking sick. But guys, make sure. Guys, can you just do me a favor? Just make me a promise. Just tap into the PLL this year. Like, it's going to be a great fucking season. Like, the level of skill has gone up every single year since I started watching. And this year, I'm so excited because the Atlas might actually finally be good. So just do me a favor. Watch the game on ABC this weekend. You don't have to watch the other games. Just watch the ABC game this weekend. What are Dogs, Archers, 12 p.m. Central Time, ABC. Just watch it. It's going to be a great game. I'm taking the over. I'm taking the Water Dogs race to 3, and we're going to get weird and dirty, and it's going to be fun. All right?
All right.
It's going to be fun.
It's a matchup of the championship last year. A little rematch, right?
Did you see that Bronny James is denying workouts now?
Yeah, I did see that.
And this is my thing about it. If he was serious about being drafted to anywhere other than where his dad plays, and he was serious about wanting to make his own career and serious about wanting to make his own path in the NBA, he wouldn't be denying workouts because he got offered 12 and he denied 10. And the only workouts he took are the Suns and the Lakers. So if you're telling me right now that LeBron's like, I'm hands off, I want him to make his own, I want him to make his own path in the NBA, I want him to make his own name for himself, then why are we making decisions that make it seem like that's not what you want and that's not what he wants? Because by denying those workouts, you're telling me that you're not going to get drafted any higher, and you wouldn't be drafted unless it's a team that wants LeBron or is LeBron's team.
Yeah, I'm still not fully convinced he's going to the league. Like, he could still bail out, right? Like, at any time. As long as you don't hire an agent, you can drop out. If you don't get drafted, you can go back, I think.
Is that? Are you sure?
I believe so. I think it's like a newer rule. I'm still not fully convinced he's going to the league.
I think he's going to the league. If he backs out now, dude, that's all-time bad luck, I feel like.
Yeah. But, I mean, maybe you're just testing the waters.
But you're not. By not taking the workouts, you're not testing the waters.
I think he just, like, right now it's probably like, I don't think I'm ready enough to be an NBA player. If I go to the NBA, I want to go to a team that I know is going to treat me right? Like, if he goes to the Lakers, like, they're not going to fuck with him.
Deadline was yesterday.
What's up?
Deadline was yesterday from Michael Showers.
Oh, really?
YouTube chat.
Oh, then, yeah, he's in the NBA.
But do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I think he's scared that he goes to these workouts and scouts release more stuff about how bad he is and what his ceiling is. Because I think every time that he's played in something or he does, Rich Paul's already his age. I forgot about that. And Rich Paul said he's not signing a 2-way. I feel as though when you skip those workouts, you're one telling me that you're not trying to make a name for yourself and you're not serious about wanting Bronny James to be its own name in the NBA. 2, you're scared of what scouts are going to say about you behind closed doors that are going to get leaked because you know it's going to get leaked.
Yeah.
If Bronny James works out with the Hornets, some scouts are going to come out and say his ceiling is probably Danny Green after his ACL injury.
Yeah.
Which is non-existent in the league.
Yeah.
But like, that's my whole point. And that's why it's like annoying and disappointing. And it's also frustrating when we have to sit there and like listen to LeBron be like, it's just a kid chasing his dream, which I get. I think that's cool, right? Like chase your dream, go for it. We talk about it at the end of every episode, but let's not act like he's not getting the LeBron James son treatment.
Oh, well.
And when you deny workouts, it almost is frustrating because there are so many kids in this draft that aren't getting looked at as prospects, aren't getting workouts that would literally kill in GTA to get a workout from an NBA team. And you just being like, no, I'm only going to work out for my dad's team and a team that that my dad would go to. Like, I just feel like that's where you lose me.
Do you think LeBron would go to the Suns?
Why else would he take a workout with the
No,
Suns?
I don't know. I'm just wondering.
Because the Suns are late in the draft, too. I think the Suns have the 22nd pick.
Well, I don't think that he's going to be a first-round pick.
But that's what they're saying. Like, Lakers and Suns end of the first round, or is what they're saying. That's what I read, like, a little blurb. And it was like he denied 10 out of 12 workouts. The only workouts he took were the Lakers and the Suns have the 22nd pick.
I saw that his line is like 39.5, like over-under draft position. And I guess that kind of makes sense because if there's only 2 teams that can take him, I think that their 2 picks are well before that and their other 2 picks are well after it.
Yeah.
So it's probably just like he's going to one of those 2 teams probably, and it's either in the first or second round.
I mean, yeah, if there was a draft class where he gets drafted, it's this draft class. It's the worst draft class of all time.
Bad,
I saw Caleb Love is coming back to Arizona.
Yeah, loser.
I love him. I think that's going to be sick.
He sucks.
I just like betting on his points and then getting my soul sucked every time. It's like 20 and a half and he scores 17. I'm like,
I fucking hate. I'm surprised he didn't transfer again.
I'm not. He probably did.
I hate him.
There's University of Arizona.
No, I'm surprised he didn't transfer again and then blue ball Mizzou and then not go there.
Yeah, dude.
Like he did already twice. Did that twice.
Okay, but if he went to Mizzou last year.
I love him. Yeah.
But he's not. But like.
No, actually, I might not have.
One win.
I actually might not have liked.
He gets one win at Mizzou last year. Like,
but,
do you think?
But if he would have came when we were in the tournament against Princeton, that team is disgusting. When it was Kobe Brown, Demoy Hodge, and Caleb Love.
Mizzou, though.
What's up?
I know you're mad he didn't transfer to Mizzou, though.
Yeah, because
would you want to play with Nick Honor and those goons?
Dude, but before he went to college, he was between Mizzou and UNC, and everyone thought that he was going to Mizzou. He's from St. Louis, like everyone thought he was going there. And then blue balled us, went to UNC, left UNC, put Mizzou in his final 2 with Michigan, and then went to Michigan, decommitted from Michigan. We were like, oh my God, he's coming to Mizzou, goes to Arizona.
I get it.
Like, fuck that kid.
Probably just chasing the cash. Ron Muck says, why are the Water Dogs pick him in that game? We're going to talk about it when Krabs comes on for the Slate Surfers. I also saw and heard in the social call that people are trying to clown my boy Bryce. Is that true? There's bench clearance last night.
Oh, were there? I didn't see that.
In the MLB?
I did not see that. What?
Josh. Because I don't know. So you have to know. You have to know when I don't know. We did talk about in the social call as well that I think there's a serious problem in the brains of NFL fans, and I'm included in this, that cannot reasonably rank players. I think it's the only sport where there is legitimately a problem with bias. Like, I feel like in the NBA, people can step back and be like, all right, like, this is the top 5. In the NFL, it feels almost impossible.
I feel like the NFL is super subjective, right?
Yeah,
it's
that's
kind of just
true.
like what you think's good. Because I feel like most players put up around the same numbers, like the elite players, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's just kind of what you prefer. Like Devontae Adams or Tyreek Hill. You know what I mean? Like they're both fucking disgusting.
I feel like football fans of the game love Devontae Adams. Casuals love Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
I feel like that's
speed and like just electrifying plays. Like that's Tyreek, but you want a dude that can run every route and doesn't drop a ball. Devontae Adams. It's
I
interesting.
mean, that is.
But I do agree when they're ranking like corners and shit, dude. Like when receivers rank corners, they just pick like I cannot be convinced that
here we
Jalen
go.
Ramsey's still a top 3 corner in the league.
I don't think top 3, but top 5.
But everyone says he's the hardest player they've ever played against.
Because he's definitely still like that.
I don't know if he is.
I think people forget that he switched to safety during that Super Bowl run. He was playing like free safety because nobody would line up against him. They wouldn't run a route if he was defending them. So the Rams literally had to put him at free safety, and he was just like busting.
Superstars in the NFL are based off success more than any other sport.
I think NBA is.
Yeah, definitely.
I think NBA is the success.
Yeah. NFL
is stats.
Yeah, NFL, you can be like, I mean, Justin Jefferson's never fucking done anything, and he's the best receiver in the league. Right?
True. I think NFL stats, NBA success. That's why we always have problems in the NBA with LeBron and Jordan.
Exactly.
I think that's the problem, is what it is. I also saw something that, just so everybody knows, summer is officially here. Summer's officially here. We got a photo of Ben Simmons working out in the YMCA gym.
Let's go.
We got a Ben Simmons workout picture. Just wanted everyone to know that summer's officially here. Summer's officially here. Shout out Travis.
How many shots did he miss? We'll wait for the video to come out later.
Simmons. Huh?
The video will come out later, and we'll see how many shots.
And it's going to be zero. It's literally going to be him doing that. He loves the low between the legs crossover as he goes up the floor. Yeah. He like loves that. And then you'll see him. I guarantee this. Ready? Cut to this in 2 months. He's going to have gray sweatpants on, tucked into the white socks, a cutoff that goes down to like here, and he's going to be playing in a YMCA gym, wedding threes. Week 1 is going to start in the NBA, and it's going to be Ben Simmons back soreness out for 2 games. And then, guaranteed.
And that compounds into 82.
Yeah. And then somehow 2 weeks later, Ben Simmons needs surgery again on back. We'll be out. We'll miss remainder of season. Like, it's actually incredible. Like, I guarantee you, word for word, bar for bar, that is exactly what's going to happen. Like, I have zero doubts that is what's going to happen.
Remember the trust the process thing that Philly used to have? I mean, obviously, that was like mostly Embiid.
Yeah, it was Embiid, yeah.
But Simmons was also drafted right after it. Actually, it was like him and Jahlil Okafor were the 2 guys who were like, just wait on him.
Yeah,
just wait on him.
Trust the process. Dude, that's actually so good. I also saw, I'm actually not going to lie, I wanted to talk to you about this a little bit. Michael Carter-Williams, I think, is starting a podcast. Really? And I feel like there are certain guys in the NBA that played in certain eras and on certain teams that weren't necessarily superstars, but that I would actually love to hear talking a podcast.
I like Michael
Jeff
Carter-Williams.
Teague has surprised me.
Yeah.
He's hysterical. That's more comedy than it is basketball.
Yeah.
Michael Carter-Williams, for whatever reason, I was like, I'm intrigued to listen to that podcast. Like, I would listen to that podcast week after week.
Yeah, I like him.
I feel like he's just played on interesting scenarios, was a rookie of the year, then kind of fell off, then resurged, then fell off again. Like, I feel like that's just like an interesting one where I'd want to hear Lonzo Ball. I don't want to hear shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's you've already heard everything that you need to hear from Lonzo Ball. The dude had a TV show when he was in high school.
There's just certain niches of players that I'd be interested in.
He's played with so many good players too.
Yeah.
Like I think he played with Giannis when Giannis was like super young.
Oh,
right,
maybe,
at the Bucks. I think he was on the Bucks then, and then came to the Bulls. He was like kind of washed before he came to the Bulls, and then resurrected his career. And then I forgot where he went after us.
He was on a bunch of. Well, then he went like journeyman. I'm pretty sure, and he was just everywhere. I'm pretty sure he was on the Magic at some point. Was I not?
That sounds right.
Was I? Am I wrong about that?
Lonzo's playing again. Get the fuck out of here.
Roddy Ricch is coming out with an album. This is your last chance, man.
Yeah, like that. The fall off of Roddy Ricch needs to be fucking studied.
The Box literally had a chokehold on an entire like globe.
That whole album, dude, was good. And then last album was awful.
This is your last chance, Roddy.
Last chance.
Literally your last chance. I'm not even kidding. Last chance.
Oh, he played for Philly and the Magic. Yeah.
I mean, there you go. Well, that's where he got Philly Rookie of the Year. That's where he got Rookie of the Year, was on Philly.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. He got drafted to Philly. I'm pretty sure. I did watch. I want to talk about it a little bit, just to talk about it. We don't have to say much about it, but this Stars Oilers series is just hurting my brain, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to do. Thank God I only had the over last night. I was thinking about taking the Oilers, and then, of course, the Stars come out and score twice, but then the Oilers score twice. Like, game after game, and why it's been so hard to bet the series, I feel like, is you have no idea what Oilers team you're going to
Yeah.
get. Are you going to get the Oilers team that scores 8 goals? Are you going to get the Oilers team where the tender can stand on his head and make saves every way you need him? Or are you going to get the Oilers team that has a 3-goal lead, loses 6-3, or the Oilers team that scores 2 goals and gets smoked 6-2? Like, what Oilers game are you going to get? And it's so hard to bet because the Stars are consistent. You know what Stars team you're getting. But if the Oilers play as well as the Oilers can play, they sweep the Stars.
Yeah.
But you have no idea what Oilers team you're going to get.
They're so inconsistent.
You just have no idea. And that's why I think it's so hard to bet that series. Like, I just have no idea what to do.
This might be a series where you just let it splooge.
I know. We'll just take the over and just let it splooge.
Yeah.
Mikey, talk about UConn three-peating with Carabin back. They're going to have to get through a little city in a little state called Providence, Rhode Island, and the Friars. So not worried about them three-peating at all.
Wow.
At all. I'm not worried at all. At all.
Sure.
About that. Okay, guys? Not worried about that at all. Did you see anything else that shocked you last night?
No, we got Krabby in here though, and we can talk some PLL.
Wow. Jamie Easy said I look cute as always. I don't get a lot of compliments in chat. I don't think people
That's
understand.
a rare compliment.
I don't get a lot of if Skinner Tendy plays his standards, Oilers will win the cup. But that's my point, Jeff, is it feels like when Skinner literally goes into games flipping a coin being like, will I play well tonight? I don't know. People forget Providence basically won the Natty last year if we didn't get hurt.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just true. But I feel like that's my problem with the Oilers. Ottinger is consistent. The only problem with Ottinger is he's playing Draisaitl and McDavid. That's the only problem with Ottinger.
Yeah.
You know what you're going to get every night out of Ottinger, but you're getting McDavid and Draisaitl running circles around the Stars.
Yeah.
But it just feels like Skinner sometimes flips a coin and is like, yeah, I'm going to let in 9 tonight.
Yeah, he is.
Or I'm going to fold.
He is so inconsistent. I feel like he's always been like that too.
And it feels
like a new thing.
And it feels like, again, like I feel like this is a championship mentality that no matter what sport it is, this is how you win championships, is you have to be able to get a lead and sit back. You can't be a team that has to press every single time. I even feel like the Chiefs might be the anomaly. They're the only team where in every scenario, just push. We'll put up as many points as possible. And like maybe our defense will hold strong. Maybe they don't. This year they did. The couple years prior, they did not. It literally comes down to Pat Mahomes scoring 45 points. But I just feel like with this Oilers team, they're in a weird situation where even when they're up 4-2, you can't sit back and you can't absorb.
Yeah.
Like championship teams can absorb pressure. Those Ravens teams that won the Super Bowl could absorb pressure and just sit. Joe Flacco could score 14 points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the Nuggets team that won the championship last year, they didn't have to run you out of the gym. They could absorb pressure and stop you and play their game. The problem with the Oilers is even if you score 6 goals, you can't sit back and you can't just absorb pressure for a little bit.
Yeah. Cute said, talk to me nice.
About what?
The Ravens.
Yeah, all right, kids. Get the fuck out of here.
No, but I agree. I think they're just going to run into a wall eventually. I don't know when it's going to be, but I think McDavid and I think Draisaitl especially is going to run into a wall. That dude, he plays way too many minutes.
So many minutes, bro.
And he's already slow and too big. Like he's just a massive human. Like that dude's going to
He's fast, though.
fall apart.
His quickness is fucking insane.
Leon?
No, I'm talking about Connor.
Oh, no, I'm talking about
Leon?
Leon.
Oh,
Leon,
okay,
yeah.
Leon, yeah,
He's way too big to be playing that many minutes.
No, yeah.
I think eventually he's going to hit a wall. I mean, McDavid could go fucking forever. He's the best player in the league, but I don't know. That line later in the series could be a lot weaker, I think.
A lot weaker. It's also just frustrating, too, because it's like, okay, obviously you want to see McDavid win one. But it feels like, again, the Oilers haven't given a roster where he can do it.
Yeah.
Like, again, because no matter what he does, it comes down to Skinner flipping that coin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like that's a problem. Like the year that the Pens won, when Matt Murray emerged and became the goalie in that playoff series, I remember so vividly. It was like, yeah, Crosby's getting another one because this kid came out every night on his head making stops. Yeah. And Crosby could go do their thing, score fucking 6 goals with Phil Kessel, Malkin, and Crosby. But then they could also sit back with Letang and everyone, and just like Matt Murray was not going to let in more than 2 goals. Holy shit! Sheesh. Lightning almost just hit the house. But you could like, you know what I mean? Like that's the problem. Yeah. And I don't want to keep talking about the hockey because I really don't know ball. But having watched that game last night, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Like even when they're up, it's like, dude,
like, I don't. It feels like they're down.
You know what I mean? Like it's like fuck, they're skating for their lives.
Yeah.
For their lives. All right, let's get Crab up here. Let's serve some slate. That was loud as fuck, Javon. Holy shit. Let's serve some slate. We got some games on. We got Krabs bets. Let's rip it. Welcome back to Slate Surfers. Bang, I fucking got it. We got Krabs bets today. We're going to go through the whole slate. We got NBA, we got NHL, we got MLB, and we got a weekend of PLL. Krabs, how we doing?
We're doing great. PLL around the corner. We got 2 games Saturday, 2 games Sunday. I'm fucking locked. I'm dialed. I got squares I like. I got book plays I like. I got mini megs I like. Oh. We're making coins this week. I'm like, we don't have a choice.
Mini megs. I did want to say, Krabs, you could lean back really quick. That is my favorite era of Wizards gear. That is my favorite era.
The Jordan shirt
from your place, Mike. I think the same shirt you're rocking right now.
That's fucking sick. That's the Jordan era, but then also bled into the Nick Young and Gilbert Arenas era.
Yeah.
So sure. People forget Nick Young on the Wizards.
Yeah. Very talented, least productive Wizards era of all time.
Literally of all time.
That wasn't Brad Beal.
No, he was, solo dolo on that mission, but his laziness and complacency, was almost as much as those guys. Yeah. Just solo.
For those of you that are wondering where I get these shirts, Game Changers LA, tell them I sent you. I don't have a partnership with them with anything. I found them on TikTok, and I just rat fuck their store every chance I get. So
free ads, huh?
Free ads. Sure. Sorry. Not an ad. Not a sponsor, but I wish was. All right, Krabs, here's what I want to do really quickly.
Sure.
I want to leave the PLL talk for the end with like 5 minutes left. We're going to cook a prize pick entry for the weekend. We'll talk about the games. But I want to start with a series that I just need your opinion on.
Sure.
The Mavs are plus 4.5 going into Minnesota. And I feel like the BTL boys squared up and they took the Timberwolves in game 4 to eliminate the Mavs. I feel like the whole world, everyone on Search Stream was on them. I feel like the BTL boys squared up and took the Timberwolves to extend the series. Why do I feel like, and tell me if I'm wrong, I don't feel like I'm adding any bias into this because I am rooting for the Mavs, but why do I feel like the whole world now thinks that this game is going to go 7 just because Anthony Edwards happened to get one in Dallas? And let's remember, Dallas in that fourth quarter was atrocious. They couldn't hit shots. PJ Washington was fucking invisible. Why do I feel like a Mavs money line ticket might just pay?
I think it does. I will be on the Mavs today. I'll probably be taking the spreads, but I do think they end the series. All I've seen on my feed this morning is, they were at plus 3,000 when they were down 0-3. No team has ever come back down 0-3 in a series in the NBA playoffs, and now they're only plus 350, right? So now they're laying 4.5 at home after finally getting one through the hoop. I could not agree more, Mike. I love the Mavs tonight. I love Luka tonight. I'll be squaring up for Kitch and taking his more than points on prize picks. I don't care if it's square. Doesn't matter to me. The Mavs close the series out tonight. It's done. And then they go on to beat the Celtics, who are lazy, complacent, and might as well just add Bradley Beal at this point.
And the only reason why I feel, Krabs, that the Mavs almost have a better chance of closing out the series in Minnesota than they did in Dallas in game 4 is because now I feel as though Kyrie Irving has completely flipped that switch and become a leader in that locker room. And I don't think they're scared to go into Minnesota. I think with series that go 7, when you're up 3-0, when you go into the away arena, there's something like, fuck, dude, we got to get one in Minnesota. But I really feel like the way that Kyrie's playing right now and the way how good Luka is, it almost feels like in that locker room, like I almost feel more comfortable with them going into Minnesota because there's not going to be any jitters. It's like, all right, let's just close out the series. Like, who gives a fuck? When you're at home in game 4, all of Dallas packs into that arena, I feel like there's almost more pressure because you're like, fuck, we can close it out tonight. We can close it out tonight. In front of our home crowd, in front of this chick on Instagram I just invited. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's almost too much.
I agree. And I'm not worried about betting on this team when they're on the road. I'll tell you that much. They've had some great road wins this entire playoffs. Luka taking over. I don't know if you saw, but excuse me, Notre Dame lacrosse, who just won the Natty. Obviously, you saw that. Somebody was interviewing one of the guys afterwards, asking him, how dominant that team was. And they were dominant. They were by far the best team this year. One of the best lacrosse teams we've seen in the last decades. I don't know, man. I learned my lesson the hard way. It is what it is. But that team was unbelievable. They asked him, to talk about the dynasty, talk about that squad. And he said, hey, if we had 15, 20 more games, we would have won all of them. We would not have lost. We had too much W team chem. He literally said we loved each other too much for the season to end, was what he said. They had 100 out of 100 team chem, if you could check their fucking stats on some sort of made-up video game. Okay? That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from the Mavs. this
Same,
playoff.
dude.
I feel like the Mavs have W team chem. I feel like it's the Mavs year. I feel like Kyrie's the best closer in the NBA. Nobody cares. Nobody talks about it because the guy's always being a dick or talking about the earth being flat. Low-key been quiet and dialed this year. Okay. He hasn't been saying stupid shit like that for a while. He seems to be locked in at the end of his career here because he realizes this could be his last chance, Kyrie, to win another ship. And he's leading the charge, leading the way. And it helps having, the best scorer on the planet, in my opinion, right this second, and that's Luka Doncic. I don't see a world where the Mavs don't win this series, and I think it ends tonight. I think the T-Wolves got theirs. They're done.
Dude, I agree. And you've never seen Kyrie act like this where he's hugging Luka. They're talking about each other pausing the press conference. In Boston, Kyrie can give a fuck about Tatum and Brown, like especially on Cleveland towards the end. He fucking hated LeBron. And in Brooklyn, you never saw him being buddy-buddy with KD or any of those guys. But it feels like on this Mavs team, it's like, dude, Luka's throwing shit up to Kyrie. He's throwing it down. They're hugging each other. They're fucking talking positive about each other in the postgame. Like, and then adversely, it feels like you look in that Timberwolves locker room and it's like, winning is the only thing keeping these guys together, it feels like, if that makes sense. Like when the wheels fall off, it almost feels like, well, Cat's fucking zesty. Rudy Gobert can't guard shit. Anthony Edwards isn't Michael Jordan. Whereas when the Mavs lose, it's like, all right, let's go get another one. Let's go get another one. Let's go get another one. You know what I mean?
I feel like the Mavs are almost playing too good at this rate. I'm starting to get concerned because I've had this team circled for the last 2 weeks to win the ship. They're going to go against the Celtics, who I think are the most overrated team in the playoffs because they played so well in the regular season. And the East is moose shit. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. It's moose. They haven't had a single competitive series this entire fucking playoffs. It's been embarrassing. They haven't had a competitive game all season, in my opinion. It's been just a cakewalk for them. The Mavs are almost playing too good, though, right now, Mike. I feel like once we get into the finals, you're going to see people, if they win this game, which I think the Mavs will tonight, you're going to see people saying, oh, Kyrie's going to beat his old team, the Celtics, and that could end up being a popular narrative. Hope it's not the case. I hope people square up and stay on the Celtics. But, as you're a Mavs better, I'm, a Mavs investor, or you're a Mavs fan, I really hope they don't end up being as public as I think they might be come championship time.
And I don't think they will, dude. I really feel like people love the Celtics. And once the spreads come out and the Celtics are -6.5, -7.5, people are going to be all over the Celtics.
I hope so, man.
Another series that's kind of racking my brain a little bit that I'm also taking plus chicken in. Give me the Rangers at home at plus chicken. In the Garden against the Panthers, dude. I love Shesterkin at home between those pipes. I love the Rangers at home in the Garden. Like, this just feels like a great spot, again, where you can get a team at plus chicken at home in a place where I feel like makes the difference. Like, the Garden makes a difference for New York teams. It makes a difference for the Knicks. It definitely makes a difference for the Rangers. And I feel like this series has been so weird that I don't trust the Panthers to walk in a game 5 and win 2 straight. I don't. I really don't.
So I had the Rangers to win the Cup future that I only placed because I was trying to do anything I could to keep my Canes futures alive, and it was working for a second, but now we're here. Canes are out, and I have a plus 360, I think, for the Rangers to win the Cup ticket.
I don't hate that.
This is the first time I've come on here on TMA today that, Mike, where I disagree with you on a play. I do think the Rangers still win this series. Okay, I want that on records, but I do think the Panthers go into New York, get the win on the road after they won the last game, and then we see the Rangers, and for the third time this series where teams won back-to-back games, the Rangers went 2 in a row to close it out, down 3-2. Crazy comeback. I feel like that's almost meant to be at this point for the type of season the Rangers have had, closing that puppy out at Game 7. That's what I'm seeing. I don't like seeing Florida catch 10 cents of steam on the roads, and I wouldn't be surprised if they take that momentum from Game 4 into tonight on the road and steal one. Igor in the Garden at plus 105 just looks a little too easy for me tonight. But to be fair, that's come through and cashed damn near every time this playoffs and regular season. They're the most profitable team as a dog. So if you want to take them, take them. Me personally, I'm going to wait, write out my future, and I think they win Game 6, Game 7.
Dude, it is the gooeyest of gardens.
It is.
It's too easy today, man. It's too easy.
I don't know if
Especially
it
coming
feels
off
too
a
easy,
loss.
though, because I feel like when you watch the Panthers last game, everyone that watched it, me included, is like, okay, the Panthers are back. They're about to roll. But now it's like, let's just get to the Garden and see what happens.
Yeah, but the easiest angle in this series is Igor in the Garden is cracked. And he is. It's correct. The guy's been cracked. He's been the best home goalie I've ever seen in my fucking life in the playoffs the last couple seasons. Better than Holtby was down the stretch, and he was the only reason we won the Cup. It's impressive. It is. But for me tonight, it's just a little too easy. I do think they win, but not tonight. Game 6 and Game 7 for me.
All right, we'll be on the Oppos. That's okay. I want to run through the baseball board really quick, and then I want to talk PLL for the rest of the show.
Sure.
Again, give me the Royals at any fucking line you have. I don't care who's pitching. I don't care who they're playing. I don't care where they're playing. I don't even care what the weather is. Give me the Royals at plus chicken again.
Sure. I can't blame you. Look, looking at that game, the Twins with Chris Paddock on the bump and his 4.5 ERA at minus 160 looks like the sharp play. But you know what, Mike? Who gives a shit? Because it's MLB and you got to be 50-50 in that mindset. It doesn't matter. Minnesota doesn't come through. They don't respect coins. Kansas City, the exact opposite. That's all they do is come through and respect coins, especially as underdogs. Now, the Royals as favorites, I don't know about you, but they burned me this year. But the Royals as dogs, I mean, they're right there behind the Nats as most profitable teams in baseball as underdogs. Why not take them again? Fuck it. Daniel Lynch, worst pitcher in baseball last year. This year, he'll probably be great.
Dude,
it's
he's
just the
probably
vibe the Royals are on.
He's probably going to be, as you would say, nails today for no reason.
He's going to be nails because that's the type of vibe the Royals are on right now. Now, is that going to last all year? Probably not. We talked about it on the BTL exclusive MLB podcast that we're going to release later today, me and Jovan yesterday. W plug there. But we talk about the Royals a lot on there and what we think is going to happen to them throughout the rest of the season. But right now, no brainer, no doubts. Shorelock and the Royals a plus check. They keep paying.
And dude, Krabs, again, not that I'm a sharp MLB better, but it's like, show me that the wheels have fallen off. Like, I'm going to keep betting you until you show me the wheels have fallen off. Like, I'm not going to stop. I can't stop.
Just like the Phillies up until a week ago, maybe you could probably hop off the train now for a second because they have been a little cold, but you talked about it. You hit the nail on the head. You were betting the Phillies for a months straight, because what do? Didn't matter if they were sharp, square. Didn't matter if they were heavy favorites or not. They fucking won games. They took care of business. And in MLB, you don't fade streaks. You back them. You back hot teams. You back hot arms. You have to. Trust me, fading it doesn't work. If it did, I'd literally be rich. Okay? I've learned my lesson the hard way betting baseball. It doesn't fucking work. You got to square up half the time. You got to read the room, see what fucking gypsy magic is going on around the MLB. And right now, the Royals, I mean, they've got all the fucking powers. All the
literally all of it. And I'll tell you what, Krabs, in that same vein, give me the Athletics plus 1.5. Again, it's hit the past 2 games. The Rays just can't blow them out. Like, that's just the only, I don't think the Athletics win. They only won game 1, but I just feel like the Rays aren't a team that can blow the Athletics out. I don't care who's pitching for either side. Like, the plus 1.5 just is printing.
Sure. I don't hate it. The A's keep paying as well, especially at plus money. Rays are moose shit right now. They're not on track right this
second. You can go ahead to that other 12-10 game and fade the shit out of the Cubs because they're maybe the worst team in the NFL or in the NFL, in the MLB.
I kind of like sneak runs in that game.
I don't hate that at all either.
I wouldn't mind the over in the first game of the day today. Don't love it enough to play, I don't think, but that's where I would lean is some early runs.
The only thing that scares me is that total was so low yesterday and it soared over. Soared.
I had the first 5 over because I thought the opener was high in that game yesterday with Shota pitching. Turns out I was right. I was on to something back.
Yeah.
Because he had his worst start of his career.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to do when you're just fucking pretty much just throw 7 shutout every single time.
I mean, he's been unbelievable.
Yeah.
Last 2 games I wanted to talk about. There's a system on the board, Logan Gilbert Day, and you can fade Spaghetti on the Astros. Give me the Mariners. And also, Krabs, I just want to ask you, why do we not just take the MLB season as a whole and just fade the Mets every game in some capacity because they are incapable of finishing games. They are one of the worst ball clubs in the MLB, and it doesn't matter who they are playing. Once you get to that 7 through 9 inning, they will fuck you sideways.
Here's the deal with the Mets. Yes, that has been the case for the first third of the season up until yesterday. What happened yesterday on the Mets? You see what happened yesterday in that game?
I
you
mean,
you see Jorge Lopez. You see Jorge Lopez launch his glove into the crowd.
Yep.
After he got ejected, you see him talk about him being the worst teammate ever, being on the worst team ever, whatever the fuck that was at the end of the game. This is the exact spot I want to buy the Mets.
Ew.
Now, I'm not saying do it all week. I'm not saying run it back if they don't come through today, but people forget we get too locked into the X's and O's, Mike. We really do. We get too locked into what we see. And it's human nature, but we forget to cap the human aspect of these games. These guys are people just like you and me. They got feelings. They got good days. They got bad days. Mm-hmm. And right now, the Mets are going to they're going to wake up today and they're going to fucking be motivated when they head to the park. They're going to be the home team, I believe. Yep. They're playing Zach Gallen. who Jovan has circled as his biggest fate of the season. We just haven't seen him really get crushed yet, but it's coming. The Mets, after their fucking weird collapse yesterday, their weird Jorge Lopez situation of him roasting the team and himself, I think today is actually the day you do buy stock in them, and they are really short dogs.
Wow.
Really short dogs. Now, I want this on record. I'm going to come back on here next week or tomorrow or whatever, and I'm going to bitch about why I took the Mets, and they should be off to the side and they should not bet on, because they're one of those teams, like I talked about, 50-50, sharp and square. Yep. They're one of those teams that just doesn't win. They fucking suck. Mm-hmm. But I cannot resist today with that angle, betting the emotional aspect of these boys waking up today and actually fucking doing their jobs for once.
I agree. I mean, I guess, yeah. I'm not buying on the Mets, but if you want to buy them, you buy them.
Oh, I'm buying them. Just today. And then I'm off.
Just today. All right, Krabs. We got a full weekend of PLL upon us. The season is finally here.
Sure.
I think we should make a little 3-piece prize picks for the weekend. I think we should talk about the games. And then I think we should get us to BTL.
Sounds like a plan.
Let's do it. I want to talk about some PLL prize pick squares. I feel like this lineup hits. The 2 squares that I really like that I want to talk through with everyone here. Michael Sowers, more than 3.5 points in the championship matchup. The Water Dogs got burnt last year. I was talking to him at the PLL Street Series, and I was like, dude, are you ready for the season? He goes, dude, I literally just cannot wait to get started. And I feel like when you start a season against a team that ended your season last year and didn't get to do the beer showers, that makes me feel like Michael Sowers is going to come out a little bit more motivated than he already was, and than he already is. And I love his points here. I would love his goals too. I don't think his goals are up yet. It feels square. I know that feels square for you, I'm sure. But I don't like fading Michael Sowers. And in a game where I'm going to be on the Water Dogs, I'm going to be on the over, give me Michael Sowers to just have a great game.
There are 2 square guys up on the board that I wouldn't mind backing, and Michael Sowers is actually one of them this weekend. Sign me up.
Another one.
You know, some might even call Michael Sowers' season last year a little bit of a down year. Not me, but some people would. You know, he was banged up a little bit. He did not have his best statistical season. But the Water Dogs, like you said, Mike, betting the emotional aspect, the human aspect of this game and this matchup, they're playing the defending champions who they lost to in the PLL championship last year in Philly, right? Last game of the season. You don't think they're going to be coming in motivated, wanting to beat that team? You don't think they've been thinking about getting some revenge on the Archers, the best team in the league, for the first game of the season? I think they come in amped up. I think there's going to be some goals in this game. I'm not even going to be taking the under in it. And I think Michael Sowers will be leading the way, and he's going to have an MVP-type season for the Water Dogs this year.
Dude, I agree. And the other square that I like is another possible MVP, Jeff Teat, 4 points. It's time for him to show up, dude. It has now been 2 years that I've been sitting here holding my cross, resting on my laurels, begging for Jeff Teat to be who Jeff Teat is supposed to be, that they talk about preseason every year, that they talk about going into every year, that they talk about it as an MVP favorite every single year that I've watched this league. At some point, rubber has to meet the road, and Jeff Teat, you have to be who everyone says you are. And if you cannot do it this year, then I'm sorry, but I might have to move on from my favorite player in the league. But I love 4 points in a matchup against the Cannons with brand new toys on attack, a retooled midfield, and a defense that can actually make some stops. I love Jeff Teat at 4 points. And by the way, people forget last year, he kind of changed from a scorer to a facilitator. So you're getting 4 points with a guy who's got Connor Schellenberger, who literally reminds me of Luis Suarez in soccer. All he does is score. You give the kid the ball in any angle, any area, all he does is score. So Jeff Teat now has an absolute killer that he can just feed the ball to anytime he wants. Against the Cannons, who I'm not that impressed with their defense. Give me Jeff Teat 4 points more than.
So remember when I said there were 2 players who I wouldn't mind squaring up with for week 1, and the first one was the first guy you mentioned?
Bustos.
How about 2 for 2 for the kid? How about 100% success rate? Jeff Teat, who, by the way, nobody tell Jovan because he might splooge, but he is a duplicate square up on the boards. And what do we know about duplicate squares? And if you guys don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, go to Prize Picks, go to Lacrosse, and they've got 2 Jeff Teat 4-point squares up there, duplicate squares. What do we know about duplicate squares? For some reason, they have a very good success rate to go more than. So you're already in a great spot. Number 2, I think this game soars over. You hit the nail on the head. Cannon's defense is moose. Your Atlas, we don't even need to talk about their defense, do we? They're moose. Okay, your goalie, is going to help out, obviously, I think, but it'll be his first game. He's not going to be perfect, I don't think. There's going to be plenty of points in this game. Therefore, I wouldn't mind squaring up for Kitch and taking Jeff Teets. Also, a guy who did not have a great season last year, who's going to be out to prove that he is one of the best players in the league. And I think people are forgetting how talented he is, not only as a scorer, but as a facilitator, like you mentioned. So in a game where the total is going to soar, I love backing the QB. I guess you could call out there Jeff Teets.
Love it.
I've got a square.
Oh,
Ooh.
Joshy Nugget.
I think it's very interesting that this dude Logan Wisnauskas is up for 2.5 points, and the new LeBron James of the league is up for 2 points.
Huh.
Logan Wisnauskas was supposed to be Brendan O'Neill 2 years ago. When Logan Wisnauskas got drafted, it was like this kid. Like I remember talking to RJ about it, the guy that runs the social at PLL. He was like, Logan Wisnauskas is a kid you need to watch out for. He's literally going to dominate this league. And he was a no-show last year.
Yeah, rookie year, he was great. I think he might have been rookie of the year, or he was one of the best rookies. Last year, he was Musha. Now, granted, his team was terrible as well, but he was the main reason for that. Personally, Josh, I love the angle you're getting at. I don't know if you're talking about taking Wisnauskas more than 2.5 or taking Brendan O'Neill less than 2. But either way,
no, it's Logan Moore. Logan Moore, yeah.
Imagine you're Logan Wisnauskas, who was the best thing since sliced breads up until you draft Brendan O'Neill in your squad, and now he's the next LeBron James of the PLL, right? That's what people are calling him. That's what people are saying. If I was Logan Wisnauskas, that would motivate the living fuck out of me. And I would probably take over the first game and assert my dominance and prove to the team, prove to the league that I am still that guy, pal. And I think Wisnauskas will do that. Give me his more than 2.5.
Love it.
Dude, I
love
agree.
it.
All right, so what do we want to do for the entry? I think I would like to nominate Jeff Teat to be my square.
Sure. I love that, Mike. Jeff Teat,
Logan
Wisnauskas.
Yep, I love Logan too. That's a great spot from Josh.
What do I want to go with?
I'll also say this, Krabs, another square I was eyeing just for anyone in chat. Why do I feel like this could be the return of Josh Byrne year? I was super banged up last year. People forget before those injuries, he was literally a top 3 player in the league at attack. The guy is incredible. Maybe a fully healthy off season coming into the year now, playing a Moose Shit Outlaws team. Josh Byrne might just have his way.
So I'm all in to back Josh Byrne this season in a comeback year. He's the same boat as the 2 guys we just talked about that we wanted to back. But with the chaos running a new offense this year, I think we sit one out. We see one go through the hoop and see how involved he is, because before they changed the offense, he was the entire offense. He was the only one that would shoot. He was the only one that would score.
That's true.
Now they're changing things up. I think I want to see one through the hoop first and check out this new chaos offense before I lock in with you, but I wouldn't mind it.
That's true.
I remember he had some disgusting highlights from 2 years ago.
Disgusting. He was disgusting.
You know, I think we go with all reliable here. I think we go with Michael Sowers, like you talked about.
Let's go, Krabs.
As the third piece. I think we lock in. I think he's the future MVP of the league this season. And I think we lock in Michael Sowers to get more than 3.5 points in a revenge game against a team that knocked him out of the championship last year.
Love it.
So
I love that.
And I just want you to know, Krabs, I just dropped $1,000 on Jeff Teat more than points, Michael Sowers more than points, and that is going to be the whale of the weekend. I did just make a 3-piece with
Rackaroon?
Okay,
good.
All right.
Good. I'm going to take the 3-piece. Okay, I'm in. I'm going to put where's our guy? Logan Wisnauskas. Boom. Because that one takes us into Sunday. It takes us into Sunday from Josh. So if we do our jobs, Mike, hopefully we get to, it's a win-win come Sunday, because it either hits or we get to bitch at Josh for fucking everything up.
I mean, you're not wrong. All right, I do want to get us out of here before, I don't want to bleed too much into detail, but do you mind if we just talk about the PLL games really, really quickly?
Let's do it. Right, and also, real quick, Paul Rabel interview just dropped on the Bookit Sports YouTube. This is our best work yet, in my opinion. This is the best video we've had put up on the YouTube yet. Please go check it out. Paul Rabel talks about potentially returning to the league, talks about potential futures, potential teams he thinks are going to win the ship. Go check it out. It's a 6-minute video, 5-minute video, super quick. Here's the link. All right, if we get 1,000 views today, which would be a record for one of these, I'll give out $100 on TMA tomorrow. I'll come in first thing, get it done, give out $100. Make it happen.
I'll double it. Let's give out $200.
There we go. $200. Boom. Get that puppy to 1,000 views, chats. Everybody do your jobs. Click on the fucking link. It takes 3 seconds to drop a like while you're there, will you?
Let's go. I love that. $200 giveaway. Get it to 1,000. Also, it's not a bad watch. Like, this is the most iconic guy in all of lacrosse.
No, it's
talking about a season coming up, and he might come back.
Chiote. Right, I'll triple it.
Chiote's tripling at W Glaze.
All right, power through the games. Throw me out the matchup. I'll go. You go. We'll move.
Let's go. All right. Championship rematch. Archers, Water Dogs hit to pick them. Give me the Water Dogs and give me the over. I feel like this is a motivated Water Dogs team coming into this year. One thing that I don't like doing is taking championship teams in their first game. There's always a hangover. I feel like if you're the Archers walking into this game, you accomplish everything you wanted to last year. If you're the Water Dogs, you got everything taken from you last year. So now it's time to come out, assert some dominance. And I love riding with Michael Sowers. Give me the Water Dogs and the over.
Hey, Ahern, we care about lacrosse. That's why we're talking about it, betting on it. And that's why we're doing a Saturday stream with all the people who aren't dickheads who want to make some money on the PLL this weekend. So if you turn that frown upside down and you want to join us on Saturday, me, Mike, and the squad will be firing up a sweat stream, weekend stream for the games. Ahern, you better bring a different attitude when you come now. All right, you better turn that frown upside down. And side note, give me the Water Dogs ML. Love that play. Love that play. Revenge angle.
Love it. Atlas Cannons, give me the Atlas plus 1.5. The most profitable bet in the PLL over the past 3 years has been the plus 1.5. I never take it. I'm getting my Atlas at plus 1.5 with a retooled offense, hopefully a Hall of Fame goalie. But I do want to take the over in this game as well. I think Pat Cavanaugh is going to completely change that offense. Asher Nolting is already incredible. And you have Marcus Holman. That's going to be a hard offense to stop for 4 quarters. So give me the Atlas plus 1.5 and the over in that game as well.
I love the over in this game. This is the Mikey Over's over of week 1 in the PLL, in my opinion. I think there'll be goals galore, 30 plus. Easy. Liam's debut. He's not going to be as sharp as we all think. He will lock in towards the middle of the season. And the Cannons offense is underrated, and they're my sleeper pick to win the championship this year. I think they're going to fucking splooge and end up in first place in the regular season. And it starts with probably a win against your Atlas, who I also like this year, though. So I'm staying off the sides, and I'm taking the over. There's going to be goals galore in this one. You're not going to want to miss it.
Goals galore. Carolina Chaos versus the new and improved Outlaws. After going through the PP squares, I feel like we might get a Logan Wisnowski's resurgence. We've got the LeBron James of the league in Brennan O'Neill. I almost just want to stay back and let this game splooge and not bet it, because I feel like you could lose your ass if the Chaos offense comes out and looks incredible. And I feel like you could lose your ass if Brennan O'Neill just needs a couple games to adjust, like a Caitlin Clark.
Dude, I feel like that game has underwritten all over.
I agree.
Yeah, that has
23
underwritten all
total.
over.
The other totals are 25.5, 25.5, 24.5, and they're just sneaking in a 23 total in that game. Yeah, I'll be putting a couple $100, maybe even a rack on that under. And I'm going to take a nap during that game because it's going to be a snooze fest.
That's amazing. I just didn't want to say it, but I agree. I feel like that under could literally print coinage. You got
Also,
a team that's trying to figure out offense and a lot of rookies.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, have to fade Brennan O'Neill in his debut, respectfully. Sorry, Lauren. It is what it is. Not personal, just business. Give me the Chaos ML. I'm buying their stock low this season as well.
Yeah, I think you're going to get a motivated Jovan watching some lacrosse this year, because he loves fading guys like Brennan O'Neill.
Sure.
All right, your team or your other team, the Maryland Whipsnakes, are playing the Atlas again on Sunday. Yep. It's New York, so the home team plays twice. I'm going to take the Atlas plus 1.5. Again, not touching the over-under in that game. It's the most profitable bet in sports. I can get my team at a really good price for plus 1.5 in both games, and I'm going to get it early because I think if the Atlas come out and do what they hopefully do against the Cannons, you might not be able to get the Atlas at plus 1.5 come Sunday.
So I think, and by the way, guys, this is the first time ever we have to handicap this doubleheader action for PLL weekends, and I'm excited for it. But personally, I think you take your Atlas at plus chicken on the ML in both games, and they're going to go 1-1. You're up coins. I don't see them losing both. It's very hard to lose 2 games in a weekend, and I think they'll probably lose game 1 in a close battle to the Cannons, show up on Sunday, ball out. Give me the Atlas on the ML against my Whipsnakes. Hate to say it, but I think they go down on Sunday.
Bang. All right, I want to get out of here, get the PTL. Thank you so much for joining, Krabs. I'm tapping in today. I also already announced at the beginning I'm riding the squad ride today, so let's make it a good one, huh?
Let's fucking go, boys. Why not us?
Let's make it a good one.
All
right, we'll be. We end every episode with a little inspiration, a little motivation. We don't have a lot of time today, so I'm just going to tell you this right now. Take one step forward for me today. All right, it's a Thursday. Grab the buddies, get to the bar, drink some beers, have a good time, but take one step forward for your mental health today as well. I know how hard it can be. I'm not asking you to sprint or jog. Just take one step forward, okay? By the end of the year, we might just be sprinting together. I love you guys so much. Stay here for the BTL stream. They're going to go through the whole slate, and this slate feels like you need some sharp betting, and there are sharp bettors. So stay right there. I love you guys so much. We'll see you here tomorrow for the end of the week.